Welcome to another podcast. This is a family podcast where we discuss everyday family issues. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast.
There is no such thing as being the perfect parent. So just be the real one. That's a quote by Sue Atkins. Last podcast, we discussed about the difference between single parent and family with both parents. Many of you would agree with me that to be a parent is not easy, let alone being a single parent. It's not an easy task at all. Though some parents make it look so easy when they adjust their role and their daily routine. To raise a kid, some will say is exhausting. Some might even say that children are messy. They mess everything around, they mess the house. Especially when they're giving you excuses or giving you reasons why they will not have children at all. So it's something that most parents, especially the single ones, they'll say to you, "No, I'm not gonna have children. I will not have children." You understand me? Because when you ask them the reason, they say, "I'll tell you that children are messy." Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
They're exhausting. I don't have time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And single parenting is unique in its own way. Everyone's experience is different from another. The same way you have your story on how you become a single parent will differ from another as well. That's how you cope with your circumstances. And if an outsider looks in you and asks, how do you do it?
Yeah, because when the way they handle their business, the way they handle it, sometimes it makes it so easy. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you become a parent, just stay with a child for one day, you understand, and you be like, when you're seeing a single parent with children, or maybe 2, 3, and see someone like day in day out, there's don't have someone helping them out, and you what are we gonna do? You ask them how can you cope? How do you do this? How? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the question that they ask. When you see, sometimes you see that mother at the bus stop screaming at the child to stop crying. The child is crying so loud. You see another one running so fast. Sometimes they can batch you and say, "I'm sorry," because they just drop off their child at school and they're rushing to work as well at the same time. Do you understand me? Maybe sometimes they're rushing to just catch a bus or something. They're running. There's many examples, things that you see every day. You see that parents, especially single parents, they do the morning because they are the one doing everything. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
They are the one doing the same at the same time. So most of the single parents will relate to what I'm saying. And that's something that you're looking at that, and then someone might ask that question: why is being a single parent so hard?
Yeah. Well, that question is not conclusive. Well, many people could ask that question, but one of the examples is no one will help when you're sick. That's the first one. As we said in our last podcast, being a single parent is very hard, especially because you don't have a partner to help you in things that you can't do. For example, you've gotten very sick and you've been having headaches for a while now. But since you don't have a partner to help you with your kids, to drop them off at school or go shopping to get them something to eat, you have no choice but to do those errands even when you're sick, and no one can do it for you. So if you had a partner, they could help you do that and you would be able to rest.
Yeah, you'd be able to rest, yes, if you have someone that can help you out. You say that there's no one out there to help you if you don't have someone to help. Do you get me? Right? You mentioned being sick, that when you're sick, you don't have someone to help if you're alone. So being a single parent, whether you're sick or not sick, you have to do your job, especially when you have children.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? And these children are young. I think that's the worst one.
Yeah.
Because when the children are very young,
they can't manage and take
no, they
down
can't.
themselves.
Then you scream. They wake up in the morning, they're screaming. They're hungry. They want to eat. You need to take them shower. Do you understand? It's very, very, very tedious. It's very hard. Because the child is crying. Your head is killing you because you got headache, or your tummy is killing you. You got that tummy upset? Do you understand? You're ill. You want to rest. You just need to sit down somewhere and rest. But there's no one there to help. That's when it's become something that you see them. They start screaming, shouting at themselves because they will tell you that it's very hard. Some of them that have been in that situation, they will tell you that it's very, very hard. You understand? But at the end of the day, they still find a way to adjust. They still find a way to cope. Like we said before, they cope. They handle their business the way that you start asking them the same question. They said, "How do you do it?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. And the second one is you're the primary earner. Earning money is one of the top priorities as a single parent, especially because you have to provide for your children if you have children
Mm-hmm.
and pay for everything in the house and the house as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you lose your job or start getting lower pay, it will most likely cause panic for the single parent because they are the sole income and they don't have anyone else to combine their money with to help with money and finance as well. So it will cause a lot of mental stress for the parent.
That is it. Because the sole owner, you are the only one bringing the money, and you have children as well to look after. You buy the nappies, or you buy food stuff, you buy this one, you buy that one, buy the one, and you are the only one. The money is just coming only from you. You find out that at the end of the month, there's no money. They're always running out of money. Do you understand what I mean? It's very hard. It's hard because when you buy all those stuff, even in the family that have two parents, they still find it difficult. They find it hard. Do you understand what I mean? To buy stuff for the children, buy stuff, pay the house bill, pay this one, pay that one, pay that. Before you know what is going on, you're still looking for money. Then come think about someone that is just the person. You see that most times you see they call in family members to help them out sometimes. What about those that doesn't have family members?
Mm.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's difficult. So that's why sometimes you see most of them, they're doing like what we discussed in the last podcast.
Yeah.
They're doing part-time job in order for them to do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Save some money as well. Instead of giving them money for the child care and all those stuff, they can have a little bit money for themselves for the end of the month.
Yeah.
So those are the things. It's for them. When you come around, and they will just say to you, yes, it's hard. But there are some people that are just as well, like you said. They know how to handle all their stuff. They know how to maneuver. They still put smile on their faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you were talking about right now. You were saying that sometimes they will need to get money from extended family.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one that I'm going to talk about is no support from extended family. As a single parent, they'll usually not be able to they won't be able to take care of everything. And sometimes they'll have to go to work really late, or they have to go do shopping. And since they're the only parent, they won't be able to take care of their children.
Mm-hmm.
So since they don't have a partner to help them, they'll most likely call their parents, their brother or sister, and they'll ask them to take care of their children. So however, let's say that they say no, and maybe they didn't know how hard it was for the parent, or maybe they have plans in that moment. So the single parent would feel like they're alone.
They feel like they're alone because there's no one out to help out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I said earlier, when you're talking about income, when they don't have money, sometimes they call family members. Now, when they call the family members don't have money as well to give, or maybe they be disturbing them a lot, and they say we're not going to give you anymore. Do you understand? They feel alone because there's no one to help. They don't have any partner to help out. Do you get me?
Yeah.
It's difficult. As well, there's some examples as well. For example, the lady or the man, whoever it is to become the single parent, might be at work and their child is at school. The child fall ill at school. The school might call the single parent. Please come down and pick your child. And he's at work. Do you understand what I mean? You don't want to lose your work. You don't want to lose your job. Maybe it has happened so many times that every time you run out of work to go picking your child, and the manager, whoever is in charge, will be like, he's taking too much. It might be on just like giving you a caution or something. You've done that too many times. Do you get me? Because it happens a lot. Now, you can leave to go and pick your child. Who else is going to help? You try to call your family members. You said, okay, I'm going to call my brother or call my mom or my dad if they are around to help you out. What if they are at work at the same time? There's no one to help. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard. That's when it's become so hard. So they can have no choice. You have to leave work, and they might not go back to that work again. Do you understand what I mean? And when you look at that person, you say to you, it's very hard. I can't do it because they cannot. Do you get me?
Yeah.
It's very, very, very hard if family members are not there to help, if they are not available to help. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fourth example is being the father and mother. You have to be the father and the mother at the same time. Let's say, as a mother, as a single mother, your teenage son starts asking some male questions that you don't have an answer to, and then you make up some stories just to get him off your back, or you can tell something, and he will ask you, "How do you know?"
Sometimes they ask kids, you know that. They
Yeah.
ask you, how do you know that? How did you get that?
Yeah.
Because they already know that. You don't know what you're saying or something. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, and you have to learn the rules of soccer because your son wants to play soccer, just so you can support him.
Yeah, especially it's about the soccer aspect. You know, some when you come into some mothers, some of them don't really know much about soccer, and they have a son. The son might say, "Okay, I want to play football," and he's a single mother. She has no choice. You have to learn because you have to know what you're talking about, what the child is talking about. Because when you come back after the football or after soccer, you're coming home, and the son is talking about what they did, and if you don't know what to say and all that, that'll not be right. Understand? Those are the things. When you become the father and mother at the same time as a single parent, it's very hard. Let's just use a scenario, like I said earlier. The child is at school. Sometimes they have parents' evening, right?
Yeah, maybe their parents at work.
Yeah, they have the parents' evening that you need to come around as a parent. They give you tell the parent that how the child is doing at school, something like that. You see some parents, they come in with their couples, they come in their dad or something like that. Some of them that you come, the mom only, they can come dad or something. But the child might need that second opinion. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're the mother or you're the dad, you're the single parent. You're saying the same thing every time to them. They really need, because at the end of the day, you want to make the child feel okay. You want to feel, you're not going to tell the child the right thing sometimes. Do you understand? You're not going to be pure honest every time.
Yeah.
Do you get me? But when you have both parents, one might be like, yeah, you're doing well, you're doing great. Okay, you need to up your grade a little bit. The other one will say, yeah, you need to work hard. He will tell you blunt the way it was. But if it's your little single parent, what do you expect the single parent to do?
The kid is only going to have one emotion.
One emotion. They're going to say, okay, yeah, you're doing okay. Don't worry, you're going to get there. Do you understand me? That's so you become the father, you become the mother at the same time. It's a little bit, sometimes it's hard. You understand me? So that's what it is sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and the fifth one is feeling guilty. Guilt is something that single parents feel all the time because they feel that they are harming their child by not providing them with the things that other children have. And those other children have two parents. So it will cause a lot of mental stress for the parent because maybe the child is a teenager and they start complaining about how other kids have this and have that, but they don't have a single thing.
Yeah. Feeling good. You know, we said earlier about income. When, as a single parent, when you get your money and all that, right? You pay bills and everything. Sometimes you don't have much left. And the child, when you use a teenager as an example, the teenager, most times there are some things they need. The single parent might not have the money to buy. Do you understand? they need some stuff that they can't afford at that time. Do you get me? So what they normally do, they always like say, okay, don't worry, next month we're gonna do it. Next month we're gonna buy it. Give me time, I'm gonna buy that. And because of that, they're feeling guilty. Why they cannot provide? Why they cannot, understand, provide them. But compared to when they have both parents, they can put the money together. It does not mean that there are some single parents that earning, like we said last month, last
A lot
podcast,
of money.
they spend earning a lot of money. They have good jobs and all those kind of things, so they can spoil their kids any way they want. Do you get me? They are out there, but there are people out we are talking about. You see them at the end of the month, they are running out. Do you get me? So they're feeling guilty if they cannot buy those things for their kids.
Yeah. And the sixth one, the last one, is loneliness. Well, there's no one to come to you, no one to corroborate with. You have ideas or difficulties that need advice and honest opinion. Not every time that you have to disturb your friends or family just to have a second opinion. You need someone that you will share your experience with. When the children are not home, the house becomes so big and empty because most of their lives are wrapped up in taking care of their kids. So when they're not there, the house is quiet and lonely.
Yes, when you see most of them single parents, it looks like their daily lives and everything is wrapped up around their children. They drop them off to school, they bring them back, they take shopping, anywhere they go, they're taking their kids and everything. Everything is just wrapped around the kids. Sometimes, maybe some of them, they have that, they share the children with their partners. Sometimes they you know what I mean? They have that custody, double custody of the child, maybe every 2 weeks or something like that. The child can go to their parents, the dad, or can go to the mom or something like that. So when those kids, they leave, go to their dad or go to the mom, the house becomes so lonely because all their daily lives is wrapped up at that around their kids. You understand what I mean? So they're going out, coming back. There's no one there. They're gonna see. You understand what I mean? Especially when for example, you see some of them single parent. They go to work. They might have a bad day at work, and they're coming back home. They're looking for someone they're gonna share that experience. Do you understand? You use the word there, corroborate. Support. They need someone they can support. Someone that can give them that support. Don't worry, it's gonna be all right. Because it's not every time they're gonna start calling their family members or telling their friends things that they are going through every day in their lives. So they needed that someone, but there's no, because they don't have a partner at home that they're going to discuss all those kind of things. So sometimes it becomes, most of them become emotional. They become so heavy because now they're feeling that loneliness. There's a gap. Do you get me? Understand? But at the end of the day, what it says is that they still find a way. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
They still find a way to maneuver. They still find a way to cope with their daily life. They still find a way to cope with their daily routine. You get me? We already said that to be a parent is not easy. You get me? Being a parent is not easy. Let alone being a single parent. I don't think it's an easy task at all. Right? So all I will say is that it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're happy. You get me? Whatever you do, you're happy. Your children, taking care of your kids and everything, you're happy. You wake up in the morning, they already know how to handle their routines. Like we said earlier, they know how to handle their routines. They know how to cope. They know how to, going out, coming in. They know how to manage their finances and everything. You shouldn't allow anyone to make you feel guilty or make you feel that you're nobody. Do you get me? Whether single or not single. You understand me? But I think being a single parent is a very, very, how will I say it? They're supposed to be recommended. They're supposed to be praised because it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
You get me? Think about all the things we said. It's not an easy task. Taking care of a child just by yourself. Taking them to school, bring them back, prepare food, take everything, just you, go and do all the stuff. And And most of them, at the end of the day, you see that they raise good children as well. They raise very, very good children. Do you understand me? You see that a lot of celebrities that you see the men they talk, most of them, they come from a single home. Do you understand? So whether you're single or not, all you have to do here, once you have your priorities, and set your priorities right, and go for it, and then achieve your goals. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
all I'm
that's
saying.
true.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying with us till the end. And thank you. Just please like, share, and subscribe.
And don't forget that family is everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.